Hello, welcome to the Arts and Crafts Festival 2021 and the Taste of Hutchinson. I'm Mary Hutchinson, president of the Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to Chamber Connection, a special edition while we are outside enjoying the beautiful sunshine and a beautiful breeze. It's about 74, 75 degrees. I don't know. It's perfect for me. We want to show you some ins and outs of the Arts and Crafts Festival. If you were following us on Facebook last week, you would have seen us as we were prepping. And now we're going to meet some of the Hutchinson artists that we have here, introduce you to the new open market, and talk to a new option that we brought in with the Hutchinson Youth Theater Association. So come with me and we'll go explore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we brought back the featured artist at the Arts and Crafts Festival, and so excited to have with us Kira and Kes Fennell. They are natives of Hutchinson, but they've moved on. They've got other fish to fry, but they came back for us, and we're so excited. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you.
So I want to get a little bit of information about both of you and the type of art that you do. So let's just talk a little bit about Kes. What kind of artwork do you do?
I do a lot of watercolor or mixed media pieces. I use a lot of acrylic as well, but I take a lot of inspiration from nature, animals, botanicals, anything outside. I love it. Earth tones, all good.
How old were you when you realized that you loved art, or do you even remember?
No, I don't remember. My mom, she said that we used to just carry around our little notepads and scribble in it all since we were little, so forever.
And when did you realize that you wanted to do this, like, for a living?
I think if I had to pick an age, around 12 or 13, I knew for sure I wanted to, but yeah, I always knew I would do something in the art field.
Wow. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to be when I grow up, so that's pretty impressive. Okay, so Kira, you've got a lot of things been going on lately, not expected. So let's talk a little bit about, because I'm guessing you're probably a lot like Kes in the fact that you're twins. Have you not figured that out yet? That you two have always known that you were an artist.
Yeah, for sure. I remember in middle school when they asked us, "Oh, what do you want to be when you're older?" and I told them, "Oh, I'm going to be an artist," and then my professor didn't know what to put me in for classes, and I was like, "Well, I'll just figure it out. It's gonna work."
It's gonna work for sure, right? Because a lot of people don't realize until they see your work that you really are artists, right? I mean, at that age.
Yeah. No, if someone says that when you're young, you're like, "Oh, what a good dream."
Okay, so first tell everybody what kind of artwork you do.
Kes is a lot more expressive, and I've always loved detail-oriented things, so I prefer long oil paintings that take so much time, or just, doodling or whatever, but preferably detail, hyperrealism stuff.
What would you do if you had to do something really detail and hyperrealism?
Oh, I've tempted it. It starts out okay and then I just get frustrated. I don't think I'm as patient as Kira. I like to do things smaller and quicker. I don't have time to sit for oil paint to dry.
I love that you're both artists and you're twins, but yet you still have your own artistic personalities. That's great. So let's just jump in. Let's have the conversation about the ducks.
Yeah, I hopped on TikTok, I think when everyone did, which was quarantine and you had nothing better to do. So I documented everything that I was working on, and I call it duck stamp season. Is when I just focus on ducks and I follow the rules and I make a painting. And this time I decided to share it with the world, and I guess a lot of the world was interested.
Do you even know right now how many people have seen your videos?
No, because it's been republished on news media, so I don't know, but 2.6 million is what the original video says.
Let's just put that in perspective. 2.6 million. We're going to find out what city has 2.6 million people and see what that is like, right? Okay. So explain to people what the duck stamp thing is.
I think it's funny that most people don't know it's been around since like 1930s. But it is a fundraiser that they do each year. If you are a hunter 16 and older, you must purchase a duck stamp, sign it in order to legally hunt. So that, yeah, it was started as a fun.
Not a postage stamp.
No, you can't use it for mail, but it's, you get into wildlife refuges for free if you buy one too. So yeah, it's a fundraiser. 98% of the money is donated to conservation efforts, protecting those ducks and stuff. And it's the only government-hosted art competition in the U.S.
So which means you're not going to win any money.
No, you don't win any money. That's true. You get $0 as a prize if you win, but it definitely launches your career.
Sure.
Yeah, and you reserve the rights to reproduce your image. That's huge.
Oh, that is huge. Because that's not usually a thing.
No, they usually own it then, but we own it. If I won, I could do anything I wanted with it, but they have the right to do it on a stamp.
But you have become so popular, you've been able to sell shirts.
Yeah, yes. It's been in high demand.
So did you even imagine, like, when you decided you were going to put a duck stamp picture on TikTok that this was going to happen?
No, I thought people were going to think, wow, that's boring. or just like, I don't hunt either. Why would I care about these weird duck lady? But no, yeah, people thought it was quirky and fun. It's a competition.
Yeah. And it's also something where they tell you what kind of animal, right? Because it's ducks or goose, right?
Yeah, geese are in the duck family. Waterbird family, I think. But they give you.
They have wings and they are in the water.
Yeah. You can't. I was sad though. You can't do loons. I don't think because they're diving birds. Okay. So no Minnesota bird, unfortunately. I think. But they give 5 species, and then you can choose one as your species. And I chose Ross's goose, so it's a goose this year.
So, and you have even done some video and talked about the fact that you were really critical of your work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I try to be as realistic as possible because it's going to be judged by people who really know what they're doing, and I want to improve each year. So, yeah, I put out a video of why I think I won't win, and I do think I won't win this year, but hopefully one year I will.
But then somebody encouraged you to do one that said, why could it win?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Why would I win? I do think this is by far my best entry, and I'm hoping to just get at least one in the first round, and I will be forever satisfied if I get that. I mean, it'd be amazing to advance to the second round and anything like that, but just doing better than last year.
That's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty cool that you've been able to bring some awareness to where art is used in other applications. So what's in the future? What do you think?
Well, I also, since I was 13, I kind of wanted to be a tattoo artist. I bought my first tattoo gun at that age. And so I know it's not smart. I think I'm going to do a variety of things, but that is my main goal, is to get an apprenticeship in the next year or so after we move. But I'll be selling prints and doing originals, doing commissions, probably forever as well.
That's awesome. And what about you?
I am not going to be a tattoo artist. That would not suit me. I want to continue what I'm doing. It's been going well. I've been in some small galleries. I want to just branch out and do bigger galleries, like understand that part of the art world more is my next step, I think.
Well, I want to thank you both for being here, but also for helping kind of put Hutchinson on the map for art. You know, we've got such great regional art opportunities here. So thank you very much. Good luck to you both.
Thank you so much for having us.
And you can watch and follow TikTok to find out how the duck stamp thing goes. But I'm guessing you can probably YouTube, or maybe there's even a live feed.
There will be a live stream on YouTube.
Will you sleep?
I don't know.
Because
We'll
now,
see.
like, you know that like 55 million people are going to be watching to see this happen. Well, good. Congratulations, ladies, and thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I want to share with you another new artist here at the Arts and Crafts Festival, and she too is from Hutchinson, Janessa Markgraf.
Hello.
So, your business is called?
Janessa Marie Handmade. So Janessa Marie is myself. I hand make everything.
I love that. Okay, so you have been doing a lot of videos and a lot of posts on social media.
Trying, yes.
Showing people, well, you know, it ebbs and flows, right?
Yes,
But that's life.
yes, yes.
But you do a really good job of showing people the amount of work that goes into
The
your work.
process, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did you start this?
Well, when COVID hit, lost my job. So, of course, I turned to my hobbies, which was jewelry making. And polymer clay, baking with polymer clay, became this huge thing. And it leaves itself open to so much creativity. I mix my own colors. You can cut different shapes, add different textures, add different silkscreen patterns. So it really opened up a ton of creativity for me. So.
Right.
And it just blossomed
And
into
then,
what
I
you
mean,
see.
you're in boutiques.
Olita, Amazing Grace. I have a small selection at Paint Factory. I have a small selection at the Art Center.
Okay. And then you go to other markets.
Other markets, yep, wherever I can find them and be a part of them. I have a few in October, which will be very exciting. So
And online.
and online in my Etsy shop.
All right, so I even picked up, so you posted the other day, you went, these are going to be available on like the 20th or something. And I went, wait,
Next week,
will they be available at the Arts and Crafts Festival? And you're like,
Yeah.
yes, they are. And I have them on. I am so excited. I love them. They're so, the things that struck me is that even though it's clay, because it's a different kind of clay, they're so
Different
light.
kind of clay. So when you bake it, it actually gets plasticized. It's almost like a plastic. I hate calling it plastic because that kind of cheapens it. But it's just a really lightweight bakeable clay. Super easy to wear. They're all hypoallergenic, so lead and nickel free. A lot of fun.
Well, it's going to be really fun to watch what you do with this business.
Yes, a lot of new stuff coming out next week in my shop. But if you come this weekend, you can see it ahead of time and shop it ahead of time. So.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get out of here because people want to get in.
Yes.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it.
All right, I am here with my own friend, Jenny Tretton. Jenny Wren Designs, welcome to your first Arts and Crafts Festival.
Thank you, Mary. It's fun to be here amongst all these other awesome artists. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Well, you realize that you're an awesome artist.
I love doing what I do. And so I guess if you say I'm awesome, I guess
I
I'm
say
a little more humble about it.
you're
I guess, maybe.
awesome. Yeah. Tell us about your art. How did you get started? Have you always been doing art?
I have painted since I was in high school, and I lost it after high school. Wasn't interested in doing it. Raised my family. It wasn't until I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer that kind of went into a really dark place.
Do you imagine that?
Yeah, and needed to find a way to pull myself out of it.
Yep.
And I brought my art back, and this is the final result.
Art is joyful.
It is joyful, and I lose myself in it, and it makes me think of nothing else except what I'm doing, and that's the beauty of it.
Did you ever imagine when you picked up a brush again that you would end up doing shows and having your artwork? I mean, when you were posting stuff about your stuff being sold, I mean, it's so much fun to watch
Yeah.
from this side.
I
But what does that feel like?
I never in a million years ever expected. I was nervous about even putting it out there to sell, but I thought, why not? What do I have to lose? And so I just did it, and I floored that anyone would want it. I guess that sounds funny to say, but
Right.
I mean, of course, I'm the creator, so I think it's pretty, but to see it through other people's eyes is really a joy.
And you've done commission work too.
I have. I actually have a really exciting commission coming up that I can't talk about right now. She just picked it up the other day, but it is going into a facility here in Hutchinson, and it is very, very close and dear to my heart.
Okay. Okay, so I have a couple of hints and tips in there in my head that I'm thinking about, and we'll have to see later if those come true. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mary.
And
I
thanks for-
love being here.
We love having you here, and it's really fun to watch because we were here earlier and we couldn't even get in. So
Okay.
it's really fun. And we're going to let you go because people want to come in.
Okay.
And they don't like the microphone.
Okay.
Thank you. Now we are with Renee McCarthy, who has collars for canines. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's fun to be back.
You've been here for a number of years.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you even know how many?
Maybe 5, 6.
I bet it's
sure.
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get into collars and the things that you make?
Well, I enjoy sewing, and we had a golden retriever that I'd buy collars, and the little collars would disappear on her hair, so I started making flowers. And then came the bow ties, and then came the collars. So it's a fun.
So it started out of a need.
It did.
Or a want,
Yes,
right?
Yes. Yes.
And then
yes.
it exploded.
Yes.
Because you sell these not just here.
Right. I do sell on Etsy, and I do sell at AKC shows.
Okay.
So.
That's the American Kennel Club, people. That's a big deal.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So it looks like you've done some branching out over the last couple of years because I see chew toys. I see some, some other
Key
items.
fobs. Yep.
What made you decide that you would do some other things?
Just because I like working with the fabrics, and the key fobs are kind of like a collar except for people,
Right?
right? And
Right.
they're usable. It's a usable gift to give people, or you can use them anytime. Luggage, keys.
Totally makes sense. Well, great. We are so glad that you're back again. Thank you for being here. It's nice after 2 years.
Yeah, right. It's
Right.
good to be back.
Yeah, and it's a great day.
Yes, we
Thank
have
you so
great
much.
weather. Thanks.
Take care. One of the new features this year that we added was the open market. The open market is on Hassan Street, and it's for those vendors who have things to sell, but they're not handmade. So we have a variety of people, what we call buy, sell, or direct sales. And so they're out here on the street and bringing lots of people in through their booths. And also, they're right directly on the same street as the library used book sale, which is so popular here in Hutchinson. It's been a great addition to the festival and something that we had planned on doing when we were moving out to the fairgrounds during 2020 because of road construction. And of course, as you know, that did not happen. And now, of course, arts and crafts. There has to be a Taste of Hutchinson, which is run by the Hutchinson ambassadors. So we have a lot of new food trucks and food vendors this year. Ambassadors did a great job of recruiting people to come in. Of course, just like arts and crafts, there's been retirements, but it brought in a whole host of others to come and join us. They also have live music. So remember that for next year when you're planning your weekend. Of course, this would not happen without the Hutchinson Police Department, the City of Hutchinson, and the Park and Rec Department. With me, Sergeant Joe Nagel.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
You love doing this with me, don't you?
I do. Yep.
Let's just talk a little bit about the relationship. We always talk about the collaboration that happens in Hutchinson and the relationship and how this happens.
Yeah, and it has to. Otherwise, you're not going to pull an event like this off. The Chamber, Parks Department, Street Department, Police Department, ambassadors. I'm missing some, and I don't mean to, but all have to work together to get this pulled off. And so far, so good. It's been a good year.
Yeah. So, it's 21. We missed last year. And then we got a nice little storm through last night.
Yep.
A little excitement.
Yep, a little storm, but everything seemed to hold up all right. And we had to do a little adjusting on the fly, but that's okay. That's what we're equipped to do that. So what we did really is just monitor the weather and made sure everybody was informed of what they could do and they could be safe.
What I don't think a lot of people realize that when we have an event this size, you're connected to the National Weather Service.
Yeah, so when you have an event this size, you're qualified, if you will, to sign up with the Weather Service to get updates. And they're, well, everybody's phones are great, right? But this is just even better than that. So we're really getting real-time information, and, and it's incredibly accurate, and it really helps us out.
So we were just kind of reminiscing yesterday because we were standing next to each other out on Main Street, and we heard somebody's alarm, like the weather alarm, go off in their car, and we looked at each other, and you grabbed your phone right away because they hadn't called, and they're like, no.
Yeah, so they hadn't called, and they said, no, you're going to get about 15 drops of rain, and I think we got 15 drops of rain. Yeah. So it's really accurate, and it really is helpful.
Right, because we had a lot of vendors very concerned about their product, their tents, just like they were yesterday. But they knew that it was safe, that we weren't going to be hit by a tornado because there was a tornado going through.
Yeah, there was. If I remember right, it ended up being north of town quite a ways, and we of course were watching and took it serious. And anything can change in a minute, so you got to pay attention. But it usually helps us plan ahead.
And like you said, we were able to pivot last night and this morning because we knew what was happening. Because when you're bringing in 125 with Taste of Hutchinson, 145 vendors.
Right. I mean, they've all there's a lot of money in this stuff, right? And some of it, it's their job, it's their livelihood, and they're very protective of it. And we just give them the information where they can make the best choices and try to protect them.
So Joe, just, I always tell you this, but thank you so much for all that you do because you really know this event very well. How many years?
22 of them. Would have been 23, but we took a year off.
Oh, COVID. But thank you for all that you do for this event and all the other events that are in the community and just keeping us safe.
Yeah, it's not just me. It's all the other officers that have to come out here and everybody else too. But thank you very much. It's an honor.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a great rest of the day.
You too.
One of the new things at the Arts and Crafts Festival this year is we invited our friends from the Hutchinson Youth Theater Association. And with me is one of the proud parents. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself and why you are part of this group.
My name is Jim Jordo, and we are here today to raise some funds and awareness for our upcoming musical Anastasia. We have some cast members right here to join us as well. And we are the first school in Minnesota to pull off this musical. And because of that, we are working really hard. The sets and the costumes are going to be crazy and expensive. And so that's why we are here raising money. The kids made a lot of the stuff.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's back up. You just said first in the state to do this production?
Yes.
Okay. Why? Is it just a brand new musical?
I think it's a new musical. It's a newer one, and it's also not an easy one to pull off. With all the staging, with all of the songs that are sung, it's not an easy production. Okay.
So, you guys really started organizing a couple of years ago to support the kids on stage. Why did you start doing this?
I think it's always been supported a lot by the parents and everything, but just the productions that we've been pulling off the last couple of years are so outstanding, and these guys have to get a lot of applause for that. You guys are, we've just had some really great horses to pull off some great productions, and it's been exciting to see what they're doing up on stage. You'd swear you're on Broadway. It's unbelievable.
You know what, honestly, when I went to Mary Poppins and just thinking about it, I get goosebumps because Mary Poppins, like, I could have cried because it was so good.
Yeah, it is. It's just amazing what these kids are pulling off, and so you can't help but get behind it. And we just want more people to experience it, and we're really blessed to be able to have a booth here today and kind of tout our wares a little bit, get everybody knowledgeable of when the dates are, and kind of get excited for what we're doing here.
So you are selling some things that the kids themselves have been making. Are you also selling tickets?
Believe that's going to be online here coming up, so they're quite active in doing that part there. So that'll be online coming up.
Okay, so come here. She's like, yes. Okay, tell me who you are.
My name is Chevelle. I play Lily in the musical this year.
Back up.
Yes.
You were in Mary Poppins.
I wasn't Mary Poppins. I was Mrs. Corey. I owned the talking shop, and I had blue hair.
Thank you, because I was like, wait a minute, I know that name, right? Okay, and so tickets are going to be online.
Yes. So at our booth right now, we have a flyer that has a QR code and our link. Tickets are $10 when you visit that website. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. And you can also buy tickets at the door for $12 this year as well.
Okay, so if you go online, you get a little discount. You get assured that you're going to have a seat.
Yes, and you get to pick your own seat as well.
You get to pick your own seat now?
Yes.
Because this is big time. This is like being on Broadway.
Yes, yeah. The website is amazing. There's a lot of stuff going on it, and it's definitely worth checking out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the web address is www.our.show/HHS musical, all lowercase.
Okay. And we can probably, through the magic of television, put that on the screen when we're doing this.
I think so.
Because Matt behind the camera is pretty good at editing.
Right. That'd be great.
I say that. Wonderful. Well, thank you all for all that you're doing and for being here. And maybe we're going to get some musical interludes later on today and Saturday. So thank you so much. So, what do you think of our little tour of the Arts and Crafts Festival and Taste of Hutchinson? We thought it was an appropriate way to send ourselves out today on this special edition of the Chamber Connection with a little music that's happening. There's live music all throughout the day on Friday and Saturday at the festival over on the Taste of Hutchinson side. One of the things that we are really proud of this event is that we bring thousands and thousands of people into the community. They not only spend money here at the Arts and Crafts Festival and Taste of Hutchinson, but our other restaurants, our other businesses, the shops, the gas stations, the lodging. So many people come and stay overnight for this event. So it is, I know, for some people in the community, it's a pain in the butt because we close down streets and you can't get to the library or to the bank or to a business really easily. But this is a really big deal for our entire community. So we're so appreciative for so many people who are patient with us when this happens every year, and just know that it's a way that keeps the chamber going and our community and our businesses. So it's a really big deal. One of our jobs at the chamber is tourism, and this is the perfect example of tourism in action, bringing people to Hutchinson. So thank you for being helpful and thoughtful and kind. If you have more questions and you know somebody who might be interested in the Arts and Crafts Festival or Taste of Hutchinson in the future, you can go to explorehutchinson.com and you can learn more information there or get our contact information and give us a call. There's always much in Hutch, and you need to love where you live. So thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Chamber Connection, and I will see you next month.